show. So I'm from Row Racing DP, and in the commentary booth with you, GT5 King. Is it 101? Whatever. GT5 whatever. So how are you this week anyway?
I'm very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm knackered. I don't think I've had more than 3 hours sleep. So we'll get it out of the way quickly. Podium, second place on Friday for you.
Yes, it was a bit of a surprise, and all thanks to Kev. Wasn't an extra opportunity of finishing off, because the good thing about Project Cars is if you do leave the session, you can rejoin and you can still do a lap in qualifying as long as you do have enough time to, but unfortunately he didn't. But I think he did, but he messed up his final lap, so
I think he did, yeah.
Start last.
Yeah.
But yeah, second place is a pretty good achievement for me. I think it's my first proper podium in the FRA.
It would be, yeah, your first actual on the road podium, yeah. So then on to the PCS this evening. Now I believe you've been putting the leaderboard together from last week's race, because I haven't got a clue who's in what place. I don't know. So it'd be interesting to have a reminder of who's in what position. Okay, well this evening's race, it's at Brands Hatch. There will be a 15-minute qualifying session. Then there will be a 5-minute warm-up, so the drivers can get their strategies sorted out. And then we're into a 50-mile race, which around Brands Hatch GP circuit equates to 21 laps, which sounds quite a lot for these cars, really. But I think we could be in for another fantastic race like we had last week. It would be good if we are anyway. Tyre wear, that's something that a few people have been talking to me about, and I know one of the things that I've said to Ray, who's the host of the Sunday League, is that to keep it on sort of a multiplier of ×4 for this week and see how they get on, but let the drivers know that for next week it could increase to a higher level, because from what we gather last week, one set of tyres could just about make it to the end of the race, but they were absolutely knackered, and it wasn't that people were particularly trying it, although we found out afterwards Dave the Harp did. He purposely didn't do a pit stop, but quite a few other people did, but it didn't change their tyres. So for a few people, they were kind of forced into going the distance, so to speak. Now, I apologise to any of the viewers who's just looking at a blue screen. I'm just sending, making sure all the invites have gone out. It looks like we've got a couple of drivers missing this evening, and Hulkenberg's not in the lobby yet. Here's a question for you though, while you're getting your leaderboard together. Woolhouse has sent us a message saying he's going to make sure his internet is hardwired this evening. Did you experience his his teleporting vehicle on Friday night?
Yeah, and I think he actually took Liam out, I believe.
I think he may have done by accident. Well, not by accident. I think. Yeah, so I think he may have taken Liam out at the top of Eau Rouge, but I also think that... No, yeah, it was top of Eau Rouge. I also think that he may have taken out Dave the Harp as well, which...
Yeah, I think he might have.
Yeah, so I know that he's gone... Yeah, he's gone hardwired this evening. Which hopefully, yeah, hopefully, hopefully we can but hope. Well, there we go. Okay.
So, finally, leaderboard is sorted. Pretty much just made it just there because we've been busy. But so far, after the first round, Dave the Harp is leading with 25 points. Just to let you guys know that we'll be following the MotoGP point system for, I believe, as both the Project Cars leagues on Friday and Sunday.
It is, yep.
Yep, so Dave the Harp has 25 points so far. Second place, Heselton 90 with 20 points. Third place is Millline, the unlucky boy himself. Unlucky boy himself. He could have won the race had he had enough fuel.
Should have won the race.
Of fuel going out of the final corner, and we pretty much pissed ourselves laughing as a result of that. But he still made it to pretty much our driver of the day, for his pretty much coming from the back to nearly winning the race. Fourth place is One Race R. I had quite a shocking start in the first couple of laps, but I managed to come back to finish fourth with 13th place. Fifth place is Chris Core 69 with 11 points. Sixth place is Adam 4600 with 10 points, and last place is Jason in 7th place with 9 points. So yeah,
interesting.
Looks like we do have some new drivers. M1989 Will Hissy, he and Grabble. I know these two guys are in the Friday League with the Formula B. Which, is there any seats available with that?
No, I think Formula B is full. We've had quite a few people sort of since Friday ask about, or just before or during or after, ask about if they wanted to join. And to be honest, we've got 14 names on the list, and if we let anybody else join, then we could end up with having 16 drivers and only 14 spaces. So at the moment, Formula B is full. For the Sundays one, I think we may have one space. I could be wrong, but we may have one space, because Grable was due to race last week, but he did send me a message while we were live on air saying he's watching an important football match. I don't know how important it would have been, but yeah, so he's down for racing anyway. Now I think at the moment we've got pretty much everybody in, apart from Jamie James, who has got a space, so he's obviously still sorting his internet out there, as far as I know. Marty Price and my bad.
2 weekends from now.
Oh, he must be absolutely hating it, not having any internet at the moment. I know I would.
He's actually going back to his mum and dad's house.
I don't blame him. I mean, I must admit, I was adamant that when I moved, I was having internet. I was not going to miss a league race. But yeah, right. Quickly mention that if anyone does want to send messages into the live streams chat, you're more than welcome to. I will be able to respond, hopefully, as long as it doesn't affect the level of quality. So if anyone does want to send any messages in or comment on the race or anything like that, feel free to do so. It looks like quite a few of the drivers are ready, so I think they'll be getting going fairly soon. Yep, three to go. So over to you then, Mr. GT McCall.
Yep, so we're just on the loading screen right now. I think pretty much a good time to talk about, because me and Dave have been doing some practice laps around here, just to see what the cars were like around this track. And yeah, pretty much same as Donington, pretty slow. 1 minute 40. I've been disconnected apparently from the lobby.
All right, okay. Well, I'm still there at the moment. Now, I know that on Friday, when we loaded into the lobby, everyone got disconnected. So it's possible that may have happened again. So, but I'll be able to send you an invite back in. I'll see how many of the drivers have been disconnected. You can carry on waffling while.
So we've been doing some practice laps around this track, and the car is actually majority of the track you can do. Well, majority of the corners you can do without braking, just a little bit of braking, just pretty much lifting off the throttle, and just going around the corners. 1 minute 40 is, I believe, well, in the 1 minute 40s, and I've got the invite there from Dave, so thank you. So yeah, 1 minute 40 lap time is a little bit what we're expecting. Anything under that will be quite amazing, but we would be surprised if that had some sort of ETL in there. And what's our session? Join session progress. There you go. Yay! Now I'm in a session. Brilliant. So, Dave, you wanna continue on while we go then?
Yep, no problem. Let's go and see James Hulkenberg. He's just come back from being on holiday in Spain, so he's joining us for a race. And Woolhouse, I can't remember what his first name is. I do apologise, so we'll just have to call him Wooly. We could go all Cockney and call him Ouse instead, but you know we'll just end up getting that one wrong, and he may think we're calling him an ass. Jason comfortably sitting in the pits, Dave the Harp out on track in exactly the same car he was in last week when he won the race. I mean, he'd have been absolutely buzzing about winning that race, but he did get very, very lucky. Hesselden 90, he has told me that he's looking forward to the race this week, so hopefully he'll be able to do well. I'm just looking at the level of quality on the stream at the moment. It's not looking particularly great, if I'm honest, which is not good. So if you are watching and the stream quality is not particularly brilliant, feel free to let us know if need be. We can shut it down and restart the stream again.
Good on something now. James Hulkenberg, another, yeah, as you just said, another new driver. In the lead, Gabble is on the grass at the moment, just letting the car through. Who is, let me just see who that is.
Oh, I think it was Ray.
Yes, it was Ray. He's going into turn 3 now. Quite a wide line into there. Had it quite a late apex, so. Chris, I think Mulline just started his lap now, going into turn 1. Pretty tricky, corner. These cars should be okay since they're quite slow. The Harp going through turn 1 as well.
So I was just going to say, this is a track that really these cars shouldn't have a problem with, but they can get the tail out very, very easily.
As Willhouse just explained, they're drifting it into turn 1, nicely controlled though. And Jason is going down the final corner now, and I think he might be the first person to settle up. Let me just check. Yes, he is. No, actually, no, he's not. He's just starting his lap now. So it is Gravel who is setting his first lap at the moment. He is currently down on all sectors so far compared to other cars that are on a lap. So this lap puts at 2 minutes 2 seconds. Hesselden on the call, even though the one big massive right-hander. He's crossing the line now to take a 1 minute 47, so knocks at least more than 10 seconds off Grabble, 15 seconds actually. And I think there's another 2 cars going out to 63, and Chris Corner, or just call him Chris, he takes 2 seconds off Hesselden, takes pole position provisionally, and Mulline is going round the final corner now on the start finish straight. He looks down on his sectors and actually puts him second, so 146.3. So it's 18 seconds separating the top 4 so far. And Willhouse and Adam are in their sector 3 now. Willhouse taking it quite aggressively into the final corner, which is what we want to see, and these cars can handle it as well. Because yet again they are slow. Crossing line now, Willhouse takes 4th place, 149.8, and Adam 4600. Looks like pretty quick lap
Hulkenberg's
so far.
crashed.
Has he? Well,
he has.
Going quite slowly. And Adam 4600 just about takes pole position. 400 separating Adam and Chris. And yeah, 145.254 compared to Chris's 145.294. So nothing separating these 2 drivers so far. Expect the lap times to decrease as the track rubbers in, and as the track temperatures increase, etc, etc. And everyone apart from James Hulkenberg and Dave the Harp have set a lap.
Chris Core's about to cross the line. I wonder if he's up on this one compared to Adams that's just been set. He's not. Now, I have had a message from Richie Davey saying he might join. We've also had a message from Kev187 saying evening, gents. Richie's saying he might join. And I know Kev said to me a little while ago that he was thinking about joining, but he's...
Irving just takes pole position.
He has, with a 144. So, have you got any guesses on who's going to take... have you got any guesses of who you predict will take pole position?
Well, compared to last weekend, front racing RI was quite fast, so you would expect him to take it. And actually, just talking, Dave the Harp takes pole position 144.6 so far, so it's actually quite close between the drivers so far. Adam 4600 is crossing the line, but it looks like he won't be improving on his lap. You know, he was 146.7 his last lap was, best being 145.2. Anyone else? Yeah, I think it will be pretty close between the top three so far, or even between Dave the Harp and Milvine, continuing on their battle from last weekend, which unfortunately did end rather disappointingly for Milvine. But front racing RI does take up pole position so far, 144 dead. So it takes 6 tenths off, well 5 tenths off actually, of Dave the Harp. And he's going on another lap so right now. And Dave the Harp looks like his sector times aren't too bad. It would be good if we can see if the drivers are setting the fastest sector times of anybody. So the only way of doing that is to remember who took pole position in his sector times, which is obviously rather difficult unless you're a computer. But Ray sets a 140 dead, well no 140 when we're talking about a 42nd sector 1, and Dave the Harp takes pole position as a 143.9 from him, so the lap times are tumbling. Could we see the drivers go possibly to 142s, Dave?
I think possibly, it is possible. I'm just trying to have a quick look, see if anyone's like on a lightning sector. I think if someone gets into the 39s on sector 1, that'd be a good sign that they're on for they're on for a good lap. I just want to quickly mention some people who are watching the stream are saying that the quality is not working too great. I have just turned off my PC to see if that will help, but also depending on what device you're watching on, you may want to, usually you can increase or decrease your viewing level, which will help. But what I'll do is at the end of the qualifying session, while they're on the warm-up session, I will fire up a new live stream.
So Dave the Harp actually set a 39 seconds sector 1, and I think somebody took, I think there was, I don't know what was saying there.
It's a good sector 1 by Dave there though.
Yeah, 39 dead, and an okay sector 2, I think was similar to other drivers. And he's going down into the final corner now. No need to brake around here, just jerk the car in, a little bit of braking, not too much, otherwise the back end will step out. These cars do have a tendency to do so if you're running a default setup. He's crossing the line now, and it's a 143. Well, actually I think it already was the 143, so excuse me for that.
He's only gained a couple of tenths in the end.
Yep, and he's onto gravel, and yeah, these cars do tend to slow down a lot in the gravel, as you would expect them to in any car, but these cars especially, because yet again, as we will see, for the whole week they are slow. And it looks like our car was going slowly there to let Ray go past, and we don't know who that was. But Ray sets a 39.3 sector 1, and 33 dead sector 2, so I think he might improve on his current lap. Not sure if he will take Dave for provisional pro position. He's crossing the line now. He does. 143.2, so an excellent second, an excellent last sector from Ray. parks it up in the gravel, and he's back into the pits with 4 minutes 15 seconds to go. So can anyone take it? Well, so far cycle times look like nobody's going to do so at the moment. Will beat their personal laps. I'm currently following Milvine, who I think is going for his personal best, hopefully to take Chris course 69. He's going around the final corner now, missed the apex a little bit, which will lose him a bit of time. By anyway, going into the start finish straight, he's about to cross the line now, and he is a 1:44.4, so unfortunately not as fast as Chris car. He needs to find 0.3 of a second somewhere in order to take pole position, well not pole position, to take a podium place on the start grid. Anyone else is on track is not, well, doesn't really look like anyone is doing some exceptional sector times. Probably going to beat their personal best, but I don't think we'll take any positions.
I'm not sure if anyone's going to be beating Dave the Harp, but Adam 4600 and I think it might be Dave the Harp have just recently left the pits. Yes, it is Dave the Harp. So Adam 4600 and Dave the Harp are potentially going to get another lap in.
Yeah, at least one more lap. Again, going out the pits will probably take 1 minute 50, possibly 2 minutes. So I will be pretty close to see if the cars will complete their lap. I got a message from Richard Davey. Don't know if you got one.
No, he's asking for an invite, but I can't with me doing the broadcast. Kev's just used a swear word I won't repeat, followed by L. It begins with F. It's almost like a duck in L. ETL, lol. It says could have been lag. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But obviously in the Project Cars leagues there is no ETL penalties or anything like that given by the league. We'll just let the game get on with doing whatever it's going to do.
But we do want to see the car. We do want to see the drivers perform cleanly anyway, because it could affect their position in the league.
Ray's gone and stolen pole position. Oh no, he did that earlier. Sorry, he did that earlier. He did that earlier. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, just backing up.
Well, at least one person's paying attention.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I was busy thinking about something I was going to mention to you because you haven't seen it yet, or you might not have seen it yet, and it's to do with the Project Cars Fridays race. I did say to a few of the guys, you'll see something in the race and you'll be like, "What the hell is he doing?" And I've just left it to the drivers and said, you may want to have a quiet word with the guy. Have you seen what I was on about yet?
No.
No.
I haven't seen the video.
Would you like to know what I'm on about?
Well, that sounds funny, so yeah.
Well, you know how at Spa on Project Cars, the start-finish is after turn 1, as we know it. Yes. It's after the hairpin. Okay. So I'm going through the cars and I find a car facing the wrong way on the exit of the corner, and then realise he's backing up. He's lost the front wheels. Oh, he's got a long way to go to get back to the pits. Oh no, he's driving the wrong way up against the pit wall down the start finish to get into the pits. So yeah,
that's a weird pit lane, because I think it's following the endurance pit lane, which is before Eau Rouge. The normal Grand Prix pit lane is during the corner between the bus stop chicane and La Source, which is the first corner and the last chicane. That's where the pit lane for the Formula 1 races are. But the actual start finish straight is before Eau Rouge, on the little straight between La Source and Eau Rouge. So it's kind of weird why they did that. I'm not sure if it's actually like that. Well, I don't think it's like that at all in real life. But anyway, that's qualifying done.
It is.
Just going through the standing right now.
Now, Richie Davey has said, it won't let me get out of the lobby. You could have told him ages ago. Well, in all fairness, me and you, I'm here to be a cameraman and you're here to do commentary. So there we go.
I sent him an invite anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, okay. During this warm-up session, I'm going to turn the live stream off and restart it up again. So anyone that is watching, it will be back on in a few moments' time. I was just in a row that Ray's got.
It looks like a 143.2 compared to Dave's 140 Chris, who took third place. I don't think we'll be able to see.
No, we won't.
But yeah, Richie Davey, a last possible goodie start from the back, and well, obviously he will have to have enough fuel on board. But do you think he could pull no line and win the race?
Oh, I think I've just heard someone have an almighty crash. I can't see who it was, but I heard absolute carnage.
Oh, nobody I can see.
Maybe they were able to get back to the pits before we could spot them.
Rollhouse takes an extremely late pit entry, which is something that if this was Formula 1 he would get absolutely beaten for. Going Richard Davey 154. Well, wait, yeah, 154.4. I think that was his first lap, so he'll only have enough time for another lap, and he already cocked up for the first corner, so won't be a fast lap, but lap times don't have that much of an effect anyway. And during warm up is opportunity for us to, and also any other drivers to invite other drivers that are supposed to be here who are joining late, and also to give the drivers opportunity to probably perfect the racing line, to adjust the setup, adjust their strategy for the race.
I think that's the key one.
Lap times that they post here will have no effect.
I think that's the key one, strategy. This is the time where the drivers should be a race strategy. And I think those drivers that have gone out straight away perhaps haven't done that.
Yeah, and yeah, the cars so far are following, do have a decent amount of fuel, so whatever fuel they put in the cars and qualifying, well, the amount of fuel that they set the cars to, how can I mess up? The amount of cars that the amount of fuel that they've got in their cars for the race is what they've got on just now. Finally got the event to the line, didn't I? Yeah, expect me to do that quite often. I try not to do it as much as I try not to do it as much as I can, but if that does happen, if I do stutter, then I do apologise, and I do have a tendency of doing.
I wouldn't apologise, Rian. At the end of the day, it's not easy sitting there talking about people driving around a racetrack, especially when weird stuff happens. I mean,
especially when people walk into my room,
yeah,
out of nowhere, and they just see me talking to one. But yeah, there's the lap times, completely irrelevant.
Yep.
But yeah, only four cars did a lap. Well, I think Rollhouse did one lap, but I think that might have been just an out lap and get one back in the pits. But anyway, we're on the grid now.
Oh, we've lost Woolhouse.
Round 2.
Oh, he's joined.
Have we?
Let's try and make up
carry
some
on.
ground here off the lights. Keep it clean. Keep your wits about you.
And it is lights and away we go.
I tell you what, we've just had a huge jump start by James Hulkenberg.
Hang on. Okay, Rollhouse. I'm pulling Rollhouse into it, and he actually jumped quite a few places. Oh, and a big crash. He hit someone, and he's wiped someone out. He's about to 2 cars into the first corner. I think that might have been Jason. Rollhouse in the gravel. And I think it might have bit gravel was the other car. And there's another 2 cars, 2 teammates that are having quite a bit of contact going into turn 3. And it looks like gravel hit one of the cars. And I think that might have been James Hulkenberg. I think it might have been, because I think there's quite a few cars that are using the same livery. Which will be making it quite difficult to see which of the cars or what car we are following. But yeah, let me just check what is happening up front. Adam 4600 is in first, and Millline's in first place. So what's happened today? Because I'm sure he took pole position, unless he has to leave the session.
I think Ray did take pole position, but it's possible that he got caught up. But look at where Richie Davey is.
Let me have a look. Fourth place. Yep, there we go. As we thought. made took advantage of other people's mistakes, and it looks like I think that might be Heselton drifting it around whatever corner that was onto the gravel, and he actually hit the wall, so that's Richie up into third place. Is it? Fourth place, never mind. Someone lost it. I think it might be Chris actually who lost it.
Quite possibly. We have lost Ray from the race. Ray is out of the race.
Oh dear, took pole position as well, so unfortunately there'll be a DNF for him, unfortunately. And our 4600 is chasing Lowline for the lead of the race, and this is 20 laps to go in a 21 lap race. So let's just see what's happening. Also, Elson Shag, Richie David under pressure from his teammate Chris, who he's having a look in the inside into turn 2. Richie giving him a lot of space, but Chris gave up on the move. I think it would have been possible to take the move, but anyway, good to see him being rather cautious not to make any contacts with any of the other drivers. Behind him is Grabble79, who is again one of the drivers in our Friday's Cup. 7th place is Jason, 8th place is Bullhouse, and I got an invite from Ray. Don't know if you got that. And James Hulkenberg actually
not sure.
I think I just saw it. I think something happened to James Hulkenberg. He
I'm wondering then if he's had an invite off Ray and has gone to join. Now I know that Hulkenberg, he had a massive jump start, which would essentially mean doing a drive-through penalty. We've got Mulrine going very, very slow now. So I think he is lifting off.
I think he's had the invite as well. Yeah.
Now I will admit, in all honesty, if Ray did get disconnected, the best to continue the race on.
So I mean, that was quite an awkward situation.
Okay.
Heselton lost it in the final corner, but I think he got an invite and I think he left. So
right. Check your messages, Rhian. Check your messages, or go and jump in the party and see what they're doing. Because it looks like a few of the drivers are pulling over at the moment, as if they're going to be restarting the race. I mean, it's not something I would have done myself. At the end of the day, if you end up getting disconnected, you get disconnected. But
there's no point.
Right.
Or there's no point going race track because all of them are disappearing. Yeah, so it's just Chris, me, and Dave.
Oh, I would guess then that they will be doing a restart. It's one of the things, because we're not talking to them, we're at a complete loss. But this is one of those reasons. If I was one of the drivers, I would be giving him some grief now, especially if I was Richie David, because he's just gone from the back of the grid up to, what, 3rd place, and now they're going to be doing some form of restart. And yeah. I mean, I have no idea how they're going to plan on doing it, because I mean, I'm just a commentator. Actually, I'm not even a commentator. I'm just a Murphy cameraman.
I'm the commentator.
Yeah, I reckon we should go for a race. Right, okay. I guess we better see if we've had an invite, and we'll go and see what's happening. The live stream will continue because we don't have to restart.
Yeah, so all the drivers have joined that lobby.
So now we will have to give them some abuse on the microphone, won't we, Rhian?
I'll let you do that. I don't know.
I'm going to have to text my masseuse and tell her she'll have to come round half hour later. And send Ray the bill. Now, obviously, we have absolutely no idea how they're going to go about starting this race now. We have no idea whatsoever.
No, it'll be a race only. So wherever they start on the grid, when they go into the lobby, into the session, then that is where they'll start the race, which will speed things up. but will annoy some people and will make some people happy.
Well, let's just hope it puts Ray at the back then, hey.
That's what you get. And it'd be very funny to see if Richie took pole position.
Well, I was thinking that. I wondered whether that would be the case. Can you send Richie an invite into the session?
Send an invite now.
I'm trying to have a look. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Because also another thing is we have to retire from the race, and I don't know what my up, shift and down shift buttons are, because I tried X and square, because since my wheels plugged into my PC, I'm using the pad. Never used the pad on Project Cars before. Probably never will do, because I hate the pad.
Well,
so yeah.
I would guess it's going to either be right trigger and left triggers accelerate and brake, or your right mushroom is going to be accelerate or brake.
No, well, I know it's R to L2 for acceleration and brake, so I think I'm just going to have to press every single button. And if I do get disqualified, then that'll be... I think I'll just... I don't know. Well, if I get disqualified, that means I'll leave the whole session, don't I? Or will I just go into the pits?
Should be to the pits. Can you send Kev an invite in?
Yeah.
And Richie.
So, Kevin.
Now, actually, one of the things Ray really should do here is, well, for any of the drivers, this is a point where now they should be sorting out any additional setups, strategies and all that here now in the lobby. Because if they are going straight to a race, then they're not going to get a chance to do their setup, because it's going to be straight into a race. So if I was Ray, I probably would have put a 5-minute warm-up on, but they're going. So obviously I'm guessing Ray doesn't know that Kev wants to join, and because they're going, I don't know if you'll be able to get in, Kev, which is a little bit annoying. You'll just have to troll them.
And I think I might get disconnected again because I'm taking something. Oh, no, never mind. Here we go.
Hopefully not. If you do, though, I may be able to retire to the pits and send you another invite in.
Well, can we do that? Well, obviously I won't take part in the race.
I don't know whether you can do it once a race has started, but I do know that you can, like in a quali session, practice session, warm-up session. You can obviously invite people in while you're in the pits.
I'm in a loading screen, so that's a good thing so far. Hopefully I will stay for the duration of the race, but we are on the grid. No idea what position the car is on. It looks like there's quite a big gap in the middle of the grid.
I'm on pole.
I'm in second.
Green, green, green.
Oh my god. And like some cars, lights on the way we go, it looks like some cars have actually had quite a slow start, so probably they didn't manage to find a gear. But anyway,
I have
the cars,
no idea what they are attempting to do here.
Is quite a roadblock happening. I think they're staging a protest after what happened at the start of the first session. Yeah, I have no idea what just happened there. But looks like it's quite.
I think they may be attempting to do some form of a safety car start. Yes. The only thing is, no one's told Richie David because he doesn't know, but I think he may have clocked onto it now, because he is now going very slow, realising that he's the only one that's got to turn 3. So if they are doing a safety car restart, then Richie would have to work his way to the back. We've got Dave the Harp just being overtaken by Ray, so Ray's got himself into first with Dave in second. Richie's currently sat in third. Hesselden, I would guess, needs to get ahead of him. So yeah, it does look like they're trying to do a bit of a safety car kind of start here.
We didn't think of that.
Well, I did wonder, but...
And it looks like the cars are getting quite bashed up, and it'd be quite funny to see if they do have some sort of a collision. They're very bunched up. I think they're trying to, because Richard Davies there, he has to go right to the back of the grid because he was the
Yep.
last person to join the session. To
And
do
he's-
the warm-up. Well, I think it
he's
was actually
just about
right
got
at the end
there.
of qualifying. Yep, he's right to the back of the grid now. So I'm not sure if the cars are in the positions they finish in the race. I only know the top three.
Yep,
Chris,
same
Dave,
here.
and Ray. So let's just presume that all the cars are in position and Ray is effectively a safety car.
Now, do you think anyone's going to do what Duofin did in the Friday's race, which is low fuel the car to be quick early on, to try and pull away from everybody else?
Possibly, and we'll see what would they even have that opportunity?
Quite possibly. It looks like Ray's getting ready to lead them off for the first flying lap.
And I'm just actually looking behind with Richie and James Hulkenberg. Richie's right behind James, but actually lost a bit of time, bit of space apart, and they're crossing the line now to start the race officially as an actual proper race now. Richie and James, I'm following them so far, wheel to wheel, going into the first corner. Will Richie, and he does make it before the first corner. Will he keep the position? And he is up to 10th place, overtaking James Hulkenberg. Let's just see what's happening. Bullhouse is overtaking. I think that might be gravel. No, he's not.
It is, yep.
Up on the position. Yep, and Bullhouse didn't have. And it looks like James Hulkenberg.
Ray's gone wide.
Ray lost it. Ray's lost it. And Dave, the Harp, is up into second place.
First.
Or first place, excuse me. And Chris is going to try and catch up with Ray. Looks like quite a battle happening behind them. And yeah, moving, and Chris is going wheel to wheel, going into turn 5 like this. Under the bridge, going downhill and going uphill, where the cars will struggle to accelerate. And also yeah, Milvine is still going wheel to wheel. Looks like Milvine is just ahead of Chris. So Milvine's up into 3rd place. Chris is 4th. Behind him is Adam 4600. 5th place is Heselden. 7th place is Gravel. 8th place is Bullhouse. 9th place is Richie Davey, who's gone quite slowly. But actually, I think something must have happened between him and James
Hulkenberg.
Has no front end.
Yeah.
James Hulkenberg has no front end. So whether he has damage or not, I'm not sure. And his rear bumper is hanging off quite considerably.
That's
going
gonna.
His engine will be getting quite a lot of cool air.
Yeah. That's gonna be a pit stop though. That is.
Yeah, and also his front. Well, it'd be very good to see if the front tires will be getting cooled as a result of having no front end. Because otherwise all the cool air going onto the tires will be cooling them.
It's getting busy around about 5th place.
Yeah, so yeah, Heselden made up a position. He's going around the inside of Chris. I believe that might be, yes it is. And it looks like Heselden didn't make the position. Well, hopefully. But he's now under pressure from Adam 4600. Come on, there you go, camera. He's having to go around the inside into turn 4, and he makes it into 5th place. Well, actually, it's good that he defends 5th place.
He's going to be under attack here, though.
He will be under attack here, going into turn 5, down the hill under the blocky suspensions.
It's getting close up the front.
Let me have a look, and it looks like it. Yeah, Ray is catching up with Dave the Harp. Hopefully he will make revenge from what happened in the first race at Donington, where he finished 4th, nearly taking Milvine and the start-finish shape, but it looks like very close. Samuel on the outside of that corner, not able to, but I think he might have had a good drive going out of that slipstreaming Dave the Harp into the final corner, not able to do so. But will he have the speed? He takes a nice inside line, but it looks like Dave the Harp is pulling away from Dave from the way a little bit. And Milvine is 3rd place, nobody close to him. 4th place is Adam 4600, who takes Chris. So Adam 4600 is now up into 4th place. Will he keep the position? First of all, on the exit of turn 1, a bit wide, but it looks like he has made the position. He's now to 4th place. Grabble looks like he's made it up into 6th place from 7th, and he's swapped places with Heselden. 8th place is Wilhouse. And Richie Davey is 10th place now, and James Hulkenberg is still out on track with half the front end and a rear bumper that is hanging off for dear life.
Bit of weight reduction, that is. I'm wondering whether perhaps Richie's got damage, or he's thought, I'll let him back through.
So I'm following him on board right now, to see if his car is veering to the left or right. That will indicate some sort of suspension problem, and I think his car is actually pulling to the right a little bit, because I can see that he's trying to steer the car to the left a little bit. So if he will be, actually I don't think he does have any damage. Actually, he probably just made a mistake.
Quite possibly, or if he did give Hulkenberg a bit of a shunt, Hulkenberg's now getting good cooling. It could be possible that Richie Davies not getting good cooling.
Yeah, so Adam 4600 is mounting the pressure on Milline to take third place. Will he have a look from the inside into the final corner? Oh, he has a bit of wheel-to-wheel, bit of a contact there by dusting third place. Or will he have the drive to maintain third place, going out of it going into the first corner? But it looks like, I think that is Chris is hoping to take a double overtake here into the first corner. He doesn't do, so Milvine lost 3 positions. Well, not 3 positions, we're talking about 2 positions.
He's lost 2 positions, and I think we may need to learn sign language, because I think there's a few hand gestures being thrown out of Mulrine's window. But I think Adam 4600's had a problem, because Mulrine's going back past him.
Yeah, and it looks like a spin there. I think that was Ray. He spun it, and he is down into 5th place now. And what has happened to him? He must have lost it going out of turn 3. He's now down to 5th place. So that is miles all down for Dave the Harp, and it looks like middle fingers are being blown all over the place for Ray. And so he has to do quite a bit of catching up to do it. So let's see if he puts his strategy into play. Probably will change his strategy. But it looks like, I think that is Milline making an overtake on Adam 4600 for 2nd place. And they're still going wheel to wheel, going into turn 6, I think this is. And he's lost it. He's lost it. He's into the Armco barriers. That's how you call it, Armco barrier.
It is Armco barrier, yeah, you got it right.
Yeah, you got something right. Garble, Gravel, as a result of that, is into 5th place. Is making up from Milvine's mistake.
And Ray's made his way up to 3rd as well, because of the crash, and made an overtake.
Yep, but I think he's down into 4th now, so Chris and Ray fighting it out for the final spot on the podium. Still 16 laps to go, all to play for. But it looks like a very interesting race, just as Donington. In fact, I think even more, a more fun race than last time, maybe. What do you think?
I think it's more bunched up, so pretty much all of the drivers have got somebody to race at the moment. So yeah, I don't think it's far from being over. Any of the drivers could have made a mistake at any point, and anything could still happen in this race. But so far, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the cars are starting to space themselves.
Richie Davey and Hulkenberg are having a bit of a battle.
Oh, looks like it for the final position. On the grid, and I think he's still 10th place, Richard Davey.
I think Hulkenberg's going to struggle to see him though, because he doesn't seem to have any wing mirrors on the car.
That is true, that. So we'll see if the stewards will have a word with him. Just kidding. No stewards here at all. They're probably having a day off, preparing themselves for Wednesday and Thursday when they'll be needed for the Formula 1 leagues. That's what they can do. Just having a look. Anyone else? It looks like Milvine is starting to catch up a little bit on Gravel. Actually, Milvine's in the 6th place. Wow.
Something's happened to him then.
Something must have happened to him, and I think he's going to lose. Actually, he's having a look at Gravel.
We saw him have a spin. He hit the Arm Cove barrier a lap ago.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, but remember, there was never going to quite quick. But anyway, moving on. Chris is trying to catch up on Ray for third place. Adam 4600 is going to try and catch up on Dave the Harp, but Dave the Harp, I'm just see, who's the fastest lap, but it's Adam 4600 who sets the fastest lap so far. His last lap is the fastest at 144.499 compared to Dave the Harp's last lap for 146.757. So Adam gained about 2 seconds on Dave in that last lap. So I think you possibly could have an opportunity to take Dave in this race, and if things go well for him, possibly win the race.
Do you think Dave's going to try and non-stop the race again?
Well, I think the nature of this track, possibly the tyre wear would be more, I'm thinking, compared to Donington, because there's fast corners and the quick tight corners as well, and also because the elevation changes as well. So I would possibly do at least a one-stopper would be the safest option. But if he thinks that he can manage a non-stopper, then why not?
True. Now, I think these Ginetta Juniors might be running on Dunlop tyres. I could be wrong, as Mulrine and Grable slide their cars through one of the corners. But I think
like they actually went wide, going into turn 8, I think, and Chris takes third place as a result of that. So they will be kicking himself because of that, and let's see if he will be able to catch up on Chris and trying to slipstream as much as possible. And the problem with these cars is because of the speeds that they're travelling, slipstream isn't effective at all very much on these cars. And yeah, nothing much happening here so far. Unless
no. I'll carry on with what I was saying about the Dunlop tyres. I think if another driver does a race without stopping, I think for the next race Dunlop may bring a softer compound of tyre that'll wear much quicker, forcing the drivers into...
Sorry to interrupt,
That's
but
right.
he is actually taking that place again and going very around the outside, and there's a bit of contact there. Chris drives the day out wide, and Chris takes third place as well. I don't really know if he will give Faye the position back.
I wouldn't.
It looks like he isn't. But I suppose we can take over from me for a couple of laps if you need to do something.
Yeah, no problem. I'll tell you what, that little collision between those two has allowed Mulrine and the following cars to catch up onto the back of Ray. So although slipstream's not really effective here, it's better to have a little bit of it than none. So Mulrine and co could quickly get into this little fight. Richie Davey looks like he's pulling away from the light-weighted car of James Hulkenberg at the moment. Let's see if Adam's caught up any at all with Dave. It looks like he has a little bit. I think he may have improved his fastest lap by a tiny amount. But for Adam 4600 right now, he's going to be exactly, well, absolutely buzzing. It is, okay, just so you know, it is on ×4 for these guys. I mean, my next question would be, what will the weather do? Now, obviously, there are certain things that the host can do with the weather, but at the moment, they're kind of letting the drivers get into the format of the league, and then weather may come into effect at other races. Now, Chris caught up in third place with Ray pushing hard behind him. Perhaps pushing a little too hard because he's ended up off track on a couple of occasions, and I wonder whether if he does catch up to Chris, whether he's just going to give him a little bit of a Scottish love tap, which will end up ending his race, which is definitely quite possible, and if Rian was on the microphone he'd probably agree with that one. Okay, so let's have a quick look through the old field, shall we? Grable in 6th with Hesselden in 7th. Now, Grable wasn't able to race last week, but in the Project Cars Fridays, in the first race, had a fantastic showing. In the second race, it did not go very well for him. He ended up with a DNF. But for Dave the Harp, who currently leading this Grand Prix, it's not exactly a Grand Prix, leading this Ginetta Juniors race, if he goes and wins this, he'll be on 50 points. He'll have an enormous lead on whoever will be in second place. I mean, I haven't actually got the standings to view, so I don't know who would be in what position, other than Dave the Harp would be out front on 50 points. Now, the point system is set in a way. Always Chris Core and Ray are getting close. Is this where the love tap's going to happen? Is Ray going to nerf him into the fantastic corner as they head down into the dip? Oh no, Ray's ran a little bit wide himself, looking up the inside into turn 2. He's letting Chris know that he's there. Oh, and Chris has gone wide, and obviously we've got a few visual effects going on there because I don't think cars can drift in that particular direction. So yeah, that's looking a bit odd, but Ray now up to 3rd place and will be hoping to pull away from Chris, but I think Chris, I was going to say, has got the fastest lap, but he hasn't. Ray has by 0.2 of a second. So those guys very, very closely paced. Well, actually, the top 4 are very, very closely paced, which is why it's difficult for Adam 4600 to catch Dave. It's difficult for Ray to catch Adam. And that's one of the things with these cars. I mean, if you can keep it going in the right direction and keep it on the track, if you got the pace, it'll be difficult for anyone to catch you. You have a moment and it'll be difficult for you to catch anyone up that doesn't have a moment themselves. So Ray into 3rd, got himself a couple of car lengths on Chris. Mulrine in 5th. I think someone must have pitted because there was a car a lot closer, and it looks like Richie Davey is no longer in the race. So starting from the back, it's not gone too well for him. Don't know whether that was contact from another car. It may have been. But Rubbin's racing when it comes to the tin top cars. Not say you ran people off though. Okay. Oh, Dave the Harp has pitted, so he's definitely not going for a one-stop strategy. He's done 10 laps. So the first to pit for tyres. I wonder if he filled it full for the start of the race so that he doesn't have to have a lengthy pit stop. Have we got anyone else in the pits? Woolhouse, a bit of a late entry there. So he's into the pits. Nobody else is at the moment. So that then promotes Adam 4600 up into 1st place. Will he be pitting this lap? Ray still got Chris behind him, but he is slowly opening up that gap. And Mulrine trying to stay in the fight. Now Ray is pumping in some very fast sector times, but so is Mulrine, to be fair, with a faster one in sector 1. Let's see what their sector 2 times will be like, because I mean, they are so closely matched. Adam 4600 does a 33.1, and Ray is going to do a 33.1. Chris does a 33.6, and Mulrine does a 33.3. This is how closely matched they are. It's no surprise it's difficult for them to catch each other up. Well, let's see, is Adam 4600 going to pop it into the pits? He does. So he's going to essentially match Dave with the strategy. What's Ray going to do? That looks like an entry to the pits. It is. So Chris Core continues on. Mulrine continues on, and Ray's hit the wall on the way into the pits. So that puts Chris Core up to 1st. Adam 4600 in the pits and leaving now. Where's Dave the Harp? He's pitting again. So after doing a race last week where he didn't pit at all, he's done 2 pit stops, 1 lap after the other. Oh my goodness me. So Adam 4600 is going to have an enormous lead of this race once all the pit stops are done, unless he's going to have to do another stop as well. Let the rumours begin about the conspiracy theories about who's paying who in the pit lane. Ray's going to jump Dave the Harp in the pits as well. I'm wondering whether he didn't get the fuel in, because this is looking like a longer stop. Dave the Harp's now down to 6th place. Grable pitted as well. My goodness me, it's all gone wrong for Dave the Harp. He's not going to be getting 50 points at the end of this race. Hesselden into the pits, and Woolhouse still heading towards the final corner, throwing it in nice and aggressively and continuing on. Hulkenberg trying to catch him up, putting the windscreen wipers on, perhaps hoping that'll give him some extra cornering ability. So Hesselden is into the pits as we saw. So Mulrine now leading this race. I'm wondering, you know, whether Mulrine has gone the other way. Last week he did a pit stop, ran out of fuel on the last lap. I wonder if he's just filled it fuel, he's going to try and go as far as he can possibly go. Chris Cork currently in second place, hasn't pitted yet. Adam 4600 is the one that has. He's the leading car that has pitted. So let's keep an eye on, it's saying Mulrine's, yes, Mulrine's in the lead. So we'll keep an eye on him. Okay, so Mulrine has continued on. I was just reading, catching up with some of the messages on the chat. Looks like Kev's ordered himself some food in, and chatting with Richie Davey about James Hulkenberg. He is rusty, although he's probably preferred to be classed as a bit tanned at the moment. I mean, it is possible that he's got a bit of sunburn in a few sensitive areas, so it's making his braking and accelerating a little more difficult to do. So Dave the Harp then down in 6th place, absolutely devastated with that one. I think he will be, because the opportunity was there to win the race. So Grable into the pits, and I'm fairly sure he pitted recently, so it could be a double stop for him. Well, I'm interested to see whether, I think Mulrine's going to try going all the way to the end, and like I said, I think the tyre manufacturers will be bringing softer tyres if a driver does go all the way to the end. I mean, ideally we want at least one pit stop in the race, so I think bringing softer tyres may be a good idea. One of the problems for the drivers at the moment is, though, it appears that either their pit crew are not changing their tyres or they're not putting the fuel in, or in Jason's case yesterday, he didn't need the fuel and they put it in anyway. So he ended up with a full tank of fuel when he only needed 10 laps worth. So Mulrine, are you going to pit? Do you need to pit? I don't think he's going in. Oh, I don't know, it looks a bit of a slow approach around the final corner. He is, that's a pit lane entry, that is. So Mulrine into the pits then. What about Chris Core? That looks like a pit lane entry line as well. It is. So Adam 4600, he's going to have a whole pit stop. Oh, Chris Core! Oh, he was lucky there. He was totally out of control in the pit lane. So Adam 4600, is he about to go and win his first ever front row racing race? It would be absolutely phenomenal if he does really throw things up in the air regarding the standings, because I know he scored points at the last race. I just don't know how many. Okay, Chris Core exiting the pits in 2nd place. Mulrine's in 4th, so Mulrine's had a much longer stop than Chris Core, and Ray's managed to get himself up to 2nd place. I'm wondering whether Chris has now got enough fuel in that car, but maybe he had enough from the start, and if he did, that's the advantage it could give you. It's one of those trade-offs. You can have a lighter, faster car, but a longer pit stop, or a slightly slower car and a much faster pit stop. Or he could be having to pit again. We shall soon find out. Okay, let's see if we've got any battles going on. David Hart's got himself up to 5th place, but that was because Grable pitted from 6th. But Woolhouse is in 6th with Hulkenberg catching up with him. And Grable down in 8th place. Hesselden in 9th, but I think that, I was about to say, looks like a retirement shot, but it's not. His car is still going around the circuit, which is good to see. Okay, let's pop the track map up, please. Okay, that's interesting. I press R2 and it shows me the telemetry. Interesting. Okay, we can't look at the track map then, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, let's see. Is it going to give us some timing gaps? It looks like the gap between Chris and Ray is not very big at the moment. It's not giving me a timing gap between Ray and Adam, so we'll have to see if we can count one of those. But less than about a second covering 3rd, 4th and 5th. Although I'd say it probably looks like a bit more than a second on the circuit. Okay, let's see if we can go and find out what that gap is then. We'll find some marker point on the road. a car. Okay, the end of the cones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So he's got about an 18-second gap, has Adam out in front. And we've got some dodgy visuals going on again. So Adam's lead is fairly big. Oh, Dave the Harp, he's spun. He's going the wrong way. You don't want to go that way. You want to go this way. There you go. So not going well for Dave the Harp after his double pit stop. But if he can still get to the end, he's going to still score big points. And it's Grable that Adam 4600 is catching up on. So I'm fairly sure Grable has had to do a double pit stop. Which, if that's the case, it's always going to make things very, very difficult. As Kev 187 knows, I mean, I thought he'd only done 2 or 3 pit stops on the Friday's race, and I'm fairly sure he told me it was 4. But there you go, even the best could have a shocker. I don't think it will take Adam long to catch Grable up and put him a lap down. The field has got really sort of spread out now, which is not surprising given the different strategies and pit stops. We just need someone to catch somebody up. I don't think Ray's close enough to Adam to fight for the win, unless Adam has a bit of a moment somewhere. Which I can't really see happening because he's looked fairly comfortable on project cars, and in these Ginetta Juniors he looks fairly happy driving these cars. Ray won't be happy, pole position for 2 weeks in a row, and at the moment just doesn't seem to be able to convert it into a victory. Now Mulrine in 3rd place, Dave the Harp's in 4th, Chris Core is pitted again. Now I did wonder whether he had enough fuel in or the right tyres, but he's had to pit again. He's about to go down to 6th place, as Warhouse will be shocked as I am that he's come round turn 1 and gained a place. So it's all going wrong for Chris Core then, but that puts Mulrine up onto the podium. Now he hasn't been as fast as Ray in these cars around this circuit, but if he can pump a few decent laps in, he may be able to close the gap, put a little bit of pressure, and see if Ray will make a mistake. Adam's lead is absolutely enormous now. Last night showing best lap, that lap was a 144.5. So let's see what Ray's lap is when he eventually gets to the line. I've got a feeling it's going to be mid 44 as well. You want to be exactly the same time. It's a 146, so Ray is not catching Adam. So Mulrine, is he doing better than 146s? His last was a 153. It's a 144.7, so he's gained a little bit on this lap. Dave the Harp, he may find himself back on the podium. He's not that far behind Mulrine. His latest lap, a 144.6, so he's slightly quicker than Mulrine. Woolhouse with Chris Core right behind him. Let's see what their lap times are. Woolhouse's last one was a 146.8, which isn't too bad really when you look at Ray's latest lap. But that's going to be a 147.6. He's lost a bit of time, but Chris Core's was a 152.6, but was exiting the pits at the time. Hulkenberg, a 152.3. He would have wanted to do much better than that. Hesselden's last lap, though, was a 144.7. He has got some speed in that car. He just needs to try and stick it together and keep it a bit consistent if he can. Oops, wrong button there. I do apologise. So, Adam 4600 cruising to victory at this moment in time. I think Rian will come back onto the microphone and he's going to wonder what on earth has been going on.
I am actually wondering what is going on.
Well, quite a bit. The only thing is I can't remember how long ago it was that you left. Dave the Harp pitted, so he's definitely not doing a no stop, but then he pitted the next lap as well. Yeah, so it looked like he's making up for last week on that one. That's given Adam 4600 an absolutely enormous lead, and he's quick at the moment. Ray's got himself into second, but isn't catching the leader. Mulryan's got himself into third. Dave the Harp also had a spin after his second pit stop. But Chris Core has, I think, done about 3 pit stops and is now down in 6th place behind Woolhouse. And those two are actually having a bit of a battle. I think in 7th it's then James Hulkenberg. No, it's
actually Woolhouse
it is Hulkenberg.
Yeah. And Chris Core is now overtaken Woolhouse. And also, yeah, another thing about the pit stops. It's a weird one because Kev had a problem as well with the pit stop. He actually did like 4 or 5 pit stops in Belgium because the game last year, 3 pit stops in a row he had to do because the game wasn't swapping his tyres. There's a bit of contact there with Woolhouse and Chris. Trying to be careful to see if nothing happens so far. But yeah, apparently the game doesn't, on default, the game doesn't, when you go into the pits, the game says that if you want to change your tyres, no. So you have to actually manually change it to yes, so then it will change your tyres. It's kind of a weird one, but yeah, there you go. So remember, all drivers and everybody who is watching this video, well, into the stream, and is wondering if it's a glitch or not. It probably is, it probably isn't. But make sure when you're in the pits, make sure that the change tyres bit in the menu is changed to yes, and then you will be happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've done pit stops on project cars, so if I was doing it, I'd definitely be getting it wrong. But yeah, I mean, I know it is catching a few people out, because you do, if I remember rightly, you got like 3 different options. One of them is like, as you say, no to change tyres, yes to change tyres, and then there's another one which is alter what changes you want to make, and you don't have a lot of time to get them done. So
because I think the actual menu appears, well, the menu appears obviously as you go into the pits, but there is so much you can do. You can alter your setup, you can change what damage you want taken off the car. So if you've got like a broken front bumper, you can get that replaced, and there's so much you can do in such a limited amount of time. And league races, I know this is a serious league race, but some of the drivers still want to drive like it is a proper actual, like a full-on league race, which we do want to see, because we do want to see the drivers to apply pressure on each other. It will amount to some brilliant racing, but yeah, it can be very irritating, and it can force the drivers into some mistakes regarding what they did in the pits. So, which could, I think, yeah, it can definitely catch some drivers out and could possibly change the course of the championship.
It definitely could. Now, we have had a comment saying that the stream's not very good at the moment. I think YouTube's playing up a bit, to be honest, but also you can adjust your own view quality of viewing settings as well.
What have you set up to?
I can't remember. I don't think it's on the highest, but it is set on a HD one. But yeah, I mean, PSN has been playing about recently, and at the end of the day, things like the YouTube stream, it is only a beta, so it's not actually a finished version that's being used. And one thing I would say is, if you're having poor quality on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, you'd have no quality. So yeah, we'll just have to put up with it, I'm afraid. Okay. The field is absolutely spread out at the moment. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Chris Core and Woolhouse was having quite a bit of a battle when Ashley joined back into the race. But yes, you say compared to when I left, it looks like James Hulkenberg retired. He's into the pit box.
He is
with his wipers on. So the first retirement of the session.
It's not quite the first retirement of the session.
We'll have a bit more.
We have lost Richie Davey. He retired, I think it was shortly after you vacated the commentary box.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who else. I think there was somebody else as well. I can't remember now, to be honest. But it's weird though. You buggered off, and the action just sort of died down. There's been a few like, well, I say that, but I think you went around about lap 12, lap 11. Well, like 11, 12 laps to go. That was right at the pit stop window, and obviously people's different strategies have just totally mixed up the race. People having to do double stops has obviously put them out of position and things like that. But I've got to admit, we're on the final lap now, and I am absolutely delighted that Adam 4600, barring anything stupid happening on this final half a lap, is going to go and win his first ever competitive front row racing race.
Yep, and I do think he's a World Series driver. I believe so.
He is, yep.
Yeah, and yeah, by the way, this is a pretty good advertising opportunity. If you guys are interested in joining front row racing for any type of league races and any kind of fun events, feel free to message the admin on their Facebook page, obviously front row racing, and message them, and they'll get in contact with you with any events that are happening, which will give you the opportunity to showcase your talent and your speed on F1 2015, and possibly Project Cars as well, if front row racing will be planning any major leagues. But yeah, this league is basically a little bit for fun leagues, nothing serious, I don't think.
Well, basically what we're doing with the Project Cars Sundays and the Project Cars Fridays is we're just taking our time with it, having a nice relaxed approach to it. But Adam 4600's about to cross the line.
Yes, he is a second different winner in 2 races, probably see a repeat of the 2012 F1 season, and he crosses the line now to take his first win of the season, hopefully one of many. The second place is from racing with RIRA, one of the admin of the league.
We'll have to start calling him Ree.
He's coming up 3rd place. Well, I think because he's 2nd place now, because it's a bit of a glitch that any lap cars that unlap themselves looks like they've gained a place on the screen, but they actually haven't. So when the lead car crosses the line, then they'll go back into the position where they were originally. So it can get a bit confusing, but in the end, it all sorts itself out. So Millvine 3rd, 4th place, Dave the Hart. I think,
he has crossed the line.
He has crossed the line, so I think Dave can finish talking about what happened to him, because I missed it.
Oh well, the double pit stop did it in for him, but Chris Core's just crossed the line now to finish 5th. Yeah, double pit stop and then a spin cost him the win in this race. He looked fairly comfortable, but he's going to have to just get comfortable with a pint of beer now, I think.
And Rollhouse is going around the final corner. Looks like his tyres are gone, understeering quite a bit into the last corner, flashing his Tic Tacs as we cross the line now. By the way, Tic Tacs is the lights, there's nothing dirty.
There's nothing filthy about that one.
And 7th place is Hesselden and Gravel, but I think Gravel is on a lead lap compared to Hesselden. I believe. Well, he's approaching the final corner.
Yeah, this will be.
Is approaching the 2nd corner now, so.
I think it is Hesselden and then Grable 7th and 8th. So this could be Grable's last time across the line, and it will be 8th place for him.
Yep. So, that has been the race. There's only wait till the standings show up on the screen. So, yes, what do you think of the race, Dave?
I thought the first half was absolutely enthralling. And I just blame you for buggering off, because you took all the action with you. So yeah, no, it was a very, very good race. And when the guys get to grips more with the pit stops, the races will get better. I'll just quickly go back to what I was saying about what Front Row Racing is doing with the Project Cars leagues. Obviously, our more serious league is our Formula 1 leagues. On F1 2015, and we have a feeder system into the F1 leagues, which is the FRRI Days Cup, which is done at 7:30s on Fridays, and that's where drivers can come along, show us how they drive. If they drive clean and fair, they have an opportunity to be put on the reserve driver list, and if they do well there, if permanent places come available, so do the opportunities. With the Project Cars ones, we're taking a bit more of a relaxed approach with it. It's sort of like turn up, race, we'll record it, we'll commentate on it, we'll post up the standings, and that's about it for now. There's no stewards' inquiries, no additional penalties, nothing else in addition to it at the moment. We do 10 race seasons, and at the end of the 10 races the cars will change. So on Fridays they're using Formula Bs at the moment, but when that 10 race season is over they'll change into different cars. And it's the same with these. We'll start off with the Ginetta Juniors. Oh, Grable's had an absolute massive crash on his way into the pits. That's the first time I've seen a car enter the pit lane backwards for a long, long time. But okay, it's about... Yeah, okay. I'll pop the standings up. Well, not standings, the result there. So I don't know if you want to give us a quick run through them.
So, as again, big congratulations to Adam 4600. It takes his first win of the season, hopefully one of many. Second place is Mountain Racing RI or Ray, who took pole position, but lost one position. Well, but much better performance compared to last time at Donington. Third place is Millline, who could have won the race at Donington had he have enough fuel, which we'll be talking about for the rest of the season for sure. Takes not pole position, what we're talking about. He takes the final podium place of the race. Fourth place is Dave the Harp, who's actually set the fastest lap of the race, 1:43.361, but unfortunately not fast enough to take the win. Fifth place is Chris Cross 69. Sixth place is Woolhouse. Seventh place is Hesselin 90. Eighth place is Grabo 79. And 9th and 10th place is James Hulkenberg and Richard Gabe, who both DNF'd.
Yes, they did. And the final sort of line from me would be to let Kev know that he obviously hasn't watched enough Harry Potter films because it should be Moaning Myrtle. Anyway, you won't know what that's about, but anyway. Yeah. Okay, so that's been the Front Row Racing PCS, the Project Car Sundays League. We've been Front Row Racing, and we will be live again on Wednesday, 7:30 PM for the Front Row Racing World Championship on F1 2015. Thank you very much, Rian, and we'll see you again next week.
See you guys there.
Goodbye.